Hello? Okay, letting everyone back in. I'll just give it a couple minutes while everyone rejoins.
دست دوم همون آیکی دستم چی گفتی پستال خودتو بدن زدم و کلکولیت رو مثلا این روز ساعتون روشن بذار ببینم چجوریه اندازه‌اشو اشتباه نکنم الان میگم که ببین
Okay.
Sorry, Mahira, I think something happened there. Let me see. Did I kick everybody out?
Yep, there's a button to admit all. Oh, that's cool. Okay, great.
So sorry, guys. I got kicked out and in trying to rejoin, I think I ended the meeting for everyone. So I'm so sorry.
No worries. Just give it a couple minutes, I guess, to rejoin here.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and share your screen again.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to touch any buttons today.
Continue and this one. Okay, there we go.
So sorry, guys. I think that was me. I was kicked out, and in trying to jump back in, I think I ended that for everybody. So I'm really sorry for the interruption.
No problem. I'm going to just get this going in present mode. Yes, so I'll keep going. I'm sure the recording will capture some of the stuff that I missed, but just to reiterate, if your clients are self-employed and they were affected by COVID, multiple lenders are allowing us to use a pre-COVID income to qualify clients, as long as we can prove that their business will be returning to normal as soon as I guess now, essentially, because a lot of businesses are open, but if there is some loss of revenue, we can definitely get around those issues. So refer that business to us, and we will handle the process of getting the client's appropriate documents to prove that their income will be back at some point after COVID. So that's another question that we can answer. I think we have a lot of stuff coming in on chat.
Yeah, so we were previously asked about Zolo mortgages, and I'm sorry if I missed this. Are you just doing residential, or are you doing commercial as well?
I have to think about that question. We can do commercial mortgages. We actually have a couple of mortgage agents on our team who are very, very good at commercial stuff. Alex, who does a lot of restaurant financing, food industry financing. If you do have any stuff on that side, I can definitely connect you with Alex. He's really, really good at that stuff. If there's anything else in terms of business financing, we currently don't have that available, but bring it to us, and we will do it on a case-by-case basis, because there are certain programs that we have available, and then we also have industry connections that we can send you to, where we will be able to get you financing, even if it's not through Zolo mortgages. Okay.
So, okay, and then construction financing, is that something that you can help with?
No, that's not something we can help with. The reason being, construction financing, we don't have any lenders lined up currently that will lend for construction financing, and also those that did, I'm finding it very hard to reconnect with because of what happened with COVID. You have to understand that alternate lenders, private lenders, anyone dealing with the high risk lending criteria were really, really affected by COVID. There was a huge amount of default in loan payments during the loss of jobs period of COVID. So a lot of lenders are really, really cagey about who they lend to now. If anything, the criteria for lending has gone up after COVID. So for some scenarios like construction mortgages, it's really hard for us to find lenders for you. So I would just say no if you did bring us business for construction.
Okay. And again, sorry if I missed this, if you already addressed private lending and what are the requirements there?
Private lending is really loose. There is basically no criteria. There is no demographic. There's no home that they will say no to. The higher the risk, the higher the reward for the private lending side. So essentially, what you have to keep in mind is um, what are the ethics that you as a person are willing to keep in mind when you're lending to someone who's vulnerable enough to get into private lending as a client, right? Is 15% interest only payments something that you would recommend to a client ethically? To me, the answer is no. We have a lot of programs where clients can qualify on the alternate side at maybe 5, 6% even. We really try to avoid sending clients to the private lending side because it's very predatory. It results in extremely bad customer service reviews. And honestly, it's the most desperate clients who end up there. They're most likely going to end up in default of their loan and in a worse position than they were previously. So yeah, we try to avoid the private lending side if possible. I hope that kind of makes sense. Um, if you did have a question that maybe I didn't address correctly, I know that this format may not be the best. If you'd like to give me a call, you can call me as well after this webinar, and I can definitely find a solution for some of your clients. And like I mentioned earlier, oops, let me actually put that up now. You can email me as well, mihir.sonara@zolo.ca or mortgages@zolo.ca. If I'm not available, then I will right away refer you to a mortgage agent who is available to take your call. So that's always there. And
Perfect. So yeah, I think we did have some questions coming in just about how you want these referrals sent to you. I know in the previous webinar, you did mention maybe sending an email to mortgages@zolo.ca with the link, the URL link to the client profile. Is that still,
oh yeah,
you recommend us sending these in?
yeah, that's a great idea. That's probably the best way to do it. I do have access to all of the Zolo CRM. So if you do have a client who's a Zolo client, if you want to just grab the link to their CRM, I'll show you what I mean here. Whose CRM am I in right now? So this is a mortgage CRM. Let me go into a real estate CRM. Yeah, so let's say Josh Raymer. Let's say you wanted to refer Josh Raymer to me as a mortgage referral. You would just grab the link to the client up here, their URL. Every single client is given an individual link. So when you share this with another mortgage agent, they will be able to access this as well. And all of the client information is here. What we do is we try to leave notes whenever there is a Zolo client that is getting pre-qualified, and we just go update contact, add a note, and then we just leave the note in here. And you can see the notes over here. That way we keep you in the loop about what's happening with the mortgage side as well, and we just leave the notes on the file for us. So that's another way that we can communicate. I think that's probably a great way of communicating if you did have questions about a specific client.
Perfect. Yeah, no, we did have a question come in earlier just about, you know, how much information will be disclosed to the agent and, you know, whether or not they're going to have, they'll be CC'd on all of the correspondence, but really you'll just be keeping them in the loop as to whether or not they qualify or not, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, you guys don't get to see all of the communication. That's not, there's a lot of sensitive information that we collect as mortgage agents. There's bank statements, there's SIN numbers, there's credit reports, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that you as real estate agents do not need to be exposed to in terms of liability or even information. We only keep you in the loop of, okay, we've chatted with the client, we've come to a conclusion that maybe they can't buy this month and they're going to be looking again in a month or so once some stuff is cleared up. Or yes, they are qualified and this is their max qualification amount. Do not go above this amount. Or, you know, here are some options for the client and maybe you should follow up with them and find out what works best for them. Other than that, we're not going to keep you on a CC for every single email communication with the client. It's just not useful, relevant, even safe. So yeah. Any other chats? Oh, okay, so someone is asking, can a Zolo realtor be a Zolo mortgage agent? That's a good question. I want to make one thing clear. Yes, we are hiring on the mortgage agent side. What the policy is within the brokerages is that if you're registered at both Zolo Real Estate and Zolo Mortgages, you can only receive leads on one side of the brokerage, if that makes sense. So you can only receive real estate leads or you can only receive mortgage leads. And you have to make that decision when you sign up with Zolo Mortgages. So if you're an existing Zolo realtor, you'd have to make that decision. And there's no way of going back and forth between the real estate and the mortgage side. It's a permanent binding resolution that you have to say, I am only dealing in provided mortgage leads, or I'm only dealing in provided real estate leads. What we may offer in the future is just if you are a real estate agent with Zolo and you just need a place to put your mortgage agent license, we may let you just park your license with Zolo Mortgages, and whenever you have a deal, you can still refer to the brokerage, maybe at a higher commission split. But that's something that we're still discussing. But those are the details of being dual licensed. I want to address that there is a difference when it comes to real estate sales and mortgage sales. Real estate sales is what I consider true sales. You're going out there, you're really selling, right? When it comes to mortgage sales, it's not sales, it's consultancy. Mortgage sales is a fully knowledge-based industry, and the only way to gain knowledge in mortgages is through exposure. And it's not an industry you can break into in a year. This is something that's going to be a 5-6 year industry to really start to understand, build connections, understand the processes. So if you are willing to put in that commitment, mortgages is a good way to go. But otherwise, focus on your real estate side, because there's more than enough opportunity in the real estate sector for you guys to be making money, and a lot of money, to be honest with you. Any other questions here?
I think we've addressed them all. If there was anything that we lost due to the disconnection earlier, please re-enter your question and we'll address it now. But otherwise, thank you so much, Mihir. This is always super informative. I do want to be offering these once a month, just so that people who are new to Zolo will, of course, know about Zolo Mortgages and will refer their Zolo leads to you. So
yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. And the next time that we run this, we'll run it in a different format. I'm going to get a couple of my mortgage guys in here as well. We'll discuss some scenarios. We'll bring our own. We'll bring in basically a list of which lenders we work with, exactly what our current rates are, and we'll do some networking maybe next time between yourselves, the real estate agent side and the mortgage agent side.
Absolutely, that would be great. Thank you so much, Mihir. Yep, construction financing is the last question coming in. We did address that one already. So that's
yep.
something we're not doing?
No, we're not doing that at this point.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us today. And again, Mihir, thank you for joining me.
No problem. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.